Hello, where are you, my amazing women? Let me invite some of you. Okay, I hope that some of you will join me. Let me try to tag whole group so that you know I'm live. I hope this will work. I'm not sure. So as you come in, say hi. How are you? Where are you tuning from? Just let me know how things are going. It's Monday, so today we have our free training, and it's going to be interesting. Hi, Avana. It's going to be interesting. It's something I never done before, so I'm really happy about doing it. And it's also something that I really strongly believe will help all of you doing your quarterly review for quarter three, and be better prepared for quarter four. Um, as we talked in a previous training, quarterly review usually is something boring, is something that people don't like to do because they have a list of questions they need to answer. And I understand that. So it is sometimes boring just to write. Some people love that, some people not. But it's also sometimes like if you don't plan it, you don't have time for it, then you forget, and then you don't do it. And I really want to stress the importance of quarterly review, and that's why I'm focusing on this training on like creative and fun ways you can do it, because I really believe it's important. Because I worked as process facilitator, and I'm still working as process facilitator, because I worked as monitoring expert, meaning that I did facilitated or ran monitoring meetings for huge organizations or the NGOs. I know what is the value when you have like look on what you did in previous month or previous quarter. So I will share with you. I was a project manager on one big project working with Roma community in Serbia, and I had to manage 6 organizations, and we had something called quarterly monitoring meetings, where we assessed what was accomplished in previous quarter and we made the detailed plan what we need to do in quarter to come. And we were working together from 2012 until last year. And the best thing of all project was, of course, the change we created in Roma community, but it was also our quarterly reviews, because non-governmental organizations usually reflect on the successes they had, on the hello Rebecca, welcome. So they usually not reflecting on, rarely reflect on the successes they had in previous quarter. They do not have a clear overview on what was done, how much effort did they put in, how much things they accomplished, and they never had it in front of their eyes. So when we did our quarterly monitoring meetings, one of the tools I'm going to present today was very, very helpful, because it raised their sense of pride on what they're doing, but it also helped them understand what are the obstacles, where can we do certain things better. So that is why I want to share this with you. Also, when I worked with individuals, with women entrepreneurs, like most of them were at the beginning of their businesses, so it was always work, 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 work. They don't reflect, then don't think about what was done. So these tools and methods help me and help them feel that so necessary sense of pride on what was accomplished, and this sense of progress they are making toward their entrepreneurial path. So I really wanted to share this with you because I know it works, and it especially works with entrepreneurs who are visual. But it doesn't have to, you don't have to be visual. These tools I'm going to write to draw for you tonight. So these tools I'm going to share, it's 3 of them, are very easy to, you will follow what I'm doing, and they're very easy, and it's like play. We forgot to play, so I always say we need to play. So it's like play, but when you put it on the wall and you see it every day, it really motivates you to continue on. So usually in business we want to be serious. Everything needs to be serious. You need to write journal, and you need to write in your planner. I have journal, it's just right here, and I draw in it, and I use post-it papers, and I use washi tape. I use everything in my journal. I also have my planner here. I'm using it every day. I have my project sheets here. I'm using every day. So it's not that I'm not using it, but for these things, when you need to reflect, and especially when you did not do continuously, like measuring progress and setting milestones and setting monthly goals, just by sitting, if you never did anything like this, or you never did any review or recap of previous whatever month, week, quarter, this is going to be very, very helpful. So if you watch the replay, just hashtag replay so that I know that you watched. And please, if you want, you can share your drawings after you listen my this free training. You can share it with the group, so that we can all support you in achieving even more in quarter to come. So let us start. I'm going to put my phone on the stand so that you can see what I'm doing, and I'm going to speak in my here. So I hope everything you will hear everything very well. I will stop withdrawing from time to time just to see if everything is okay. So let me put it here. Yelena, do you see the paper very well, or it is black? Can you please tell me, because you are the only one at the moment who is looking? So do you see paper very well, or it is black? And do you hear me very well? Because I'm going to write here and draw, so I hope that everything is good. If Yelena can tell me, I would be very grateful for that, because she is the only one at the moment who is watching. Okay, I will start, and I will stop from time to time just to see what's going on, because I cannot see comments. I will try to see comments on my laptop. Let me check. Okay. Sorry for the waiting. I just want to see how it looks like on my laptop, and if it's looking good, because I cannot see here. If there is enough light. Okay, it looks good. Yes. Hi, Belis, welcome. Welcome. We are going to talk about quarterly review. I'm just checking if the video is good, and if my camera captures very good light, and we will start soon. I'm going to share 3 creative ways to do the quarterly review, so stay with us just for a sec to see how it works here. Okay, it looks quite good. I will not touch any more of my phone, just in case to just that I have now is everything set, so I won't touch it anymore. Okay, so in order to do the review in creative ways, as I said, we can use three steps, and what I would encourage you to do is to have like this blank paper, some pens. As you can see, this is my favorite box with the colorful pens. I also have some pens here in my pen case, which is my regular everyday pen case. This is what I use for every day. And the first the first method I'm going to share with you is drawing the path. Why drawing the path? Usually people don't see themselves backwards, and they don't see themselves on a path, on a certain path or in a certain process. They just do things that needs to be done. Let me see if I can, just a sec, sorry, if I can remove this or make it like this, it's not hanging around. Okay, now you don't see it. So what we are going to do is we are going to draw whatever path or like road you would like. For example, we can write something like this. You know, oh, this one is not working. Something like path is never like straight, and usually when we as entrepreneurs, it's never straight. And we can draw ourselves at the beginning of that path, like here, and then we draw ourselves at the path at the end, which is here. And what this path represents is, because we are doing quarterly review, what this path represents is our road and the steps we took from the beginning of the last quarter until this quarter. So what we did in the last three months. And there are three key things we want to capture with our review. First thing we want to capture with our review is what was good. So what did we do good on that path? So what was our success on that path? And you can use you can draw, no, you can use, but you can draw trees around the path, or you can write, for example, like something that you picked along the way. Put your imagination in place. Usually I put up to 6 or 10 trees like that near the road. And why I put trees is, this is like analogy I'm using from running with the trees and the road, which means that, you know, when you are running, if you're running around the road which does not have trees or any kind of shade, it's really hard and you're struggling and you cannot take breath. But if you have these small things that you small trees around along the way, then it's easier to go. So these small things, in this case represented by trees, are your milestones or big things you accomplished. And how do you write big things that you accomplished? Every tree has branches, and on the branches every tree it has leaves. Instead of drawing leaves, you use green pen or whatever pen you would like, and you write every accomplishment you had on this road. So if you look that this is September 2019 and this is July, 1st of July 2019, so it's a quarter, July, August, September. Then what are the accomplishments? So on the branches we write good things that happened. What are we proud of? You can even write the how it's called, this around, and then write. But on the branches you write accomplishments. And each branch can have a number of accomplishments that you succeed to achieve in last quarter. I hope that you can see very well. I'm going to see there are no comments, so hopefully you can see very well. Okay, my video looks good, so I hope you can see it. So that is the first thing. Then the second thing I want you to draw is usually on the road when we are going, there are some obstacles that are that made our road and our trip in this quarter harder. And I would represent these obstacles usually are represented either as you know, when you're running and then you have this, let me use some other color. You know, when you're running you have this, I don't know how it's called, it's not the it's like obstacle, I don't know what is the English word. I don't have any black marker here, doesn't matter. So write something like this, and above it write obstacles you overcome. So just above it, like 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever you want, like any obstacle you overcome in this quarter. So those are these, and then so three, as I said, three major things. One is what did we accomplish. The second is what obstacles did we overcome, because they are very important. And then third thing is what are our lessons learned. And lessons learned usually are, for not usually, but for me, lessons learned are the most important part. So I always represent lessons learned as the flowers we planted along the way. So what are the flowers you planted along the way? I'm just going to use, and then here you write lessons learned. Now I'm doing this on a small paper now, just as an example, but you can use big paper and then just draw the map and then put the post-it like sticky notes above it, like this one, on a big paper, or use a small, or just draw along the line. So the third important things are obstacles. You can also do them here, it doesn't matter. The point is that you need to capture what is that you learned, that you will not implement anymore, that you will implement more because it works. So it brings you here. So this is the basic map of quarterly review, and it's important to understand that nobody is questioning your drawing skills. Nobody is like asking are you an artist or not. This is not the point. The point is to make this process easier. So you make your road, you write yourself, or you don't have to, you can do, I don't know how you call it, like what children are drawing, like this, you know. You don't need to do this kind of characters. Whatever it is, just use these symbols of trees that are making your shades, which means milestones you accomplished, and you had space to breathe and think and go further. Obstacles you overcome, and what are your lessons learned. That is one way you can do, in creative way you can do your annual review. Let me see if there are any comments. Hi Sunčica, welcome. So that is one. Second is also analogy. I'm sometimes using is that when you are on the path of entrepreneurship, you are on the sea. So you have a sea, and as entrepreneur, just let me find some black marker. I would love to. Let me see if this one works. No. As entrepreneur, what you have is your entrepreneurial path, which is the boat. So I will try to make the prettiest boat as possible. So this is your boat, and then you have your like wings, or I don't know how to say it. So the second analogy uses like the flow of water and the boat as analogy for looking the review. And the first thing is, what we are going to do now is we are going to use the similar questions, but we are going to put them somewhere else. So the first thing is, what we are going to put is like the wind. And in this analogy, what wind means is the wind is pushing your boat forward. So what was giving you the push in your back? So what was good? What you learned that it was giving you push, and you could move forward to your island or whatever you would like. So here, where is the wind? You write what was pushing you forward. So this is the wind. The second thing, we are always, as I said, talking about obstacles. So the second thing you would write is, what were some of the stones on your road? So you write some like this, something like this. So you needed to go over them. So these are obstacles. So these are the obstacles you overcome. So you were driving your boat between these obstacles, and then you have something that is called anchor. I will try to. So you would have something like anchor here. It's not the perfect anchor, but what anchor usually does is when you come to an island, you put the anchor in order for boat to stop. So anchor represents the lessons learned that when you come to your harbor, when you come to your island, it will make your boat safe in that harbor. So these are the lessons learned. So again, we have three important things, but one is what was pushing you forward, one is obstacles you overcome, and the one is lessons learned. And then you can list all of them. You can also post the sticky notes. Sometimes when I'm working with NGOs, I write the sun. I hope you will see the sun. This is not very good yellow. Try this one. So sometimes I put the sun here, and usually what sun represents is that the weather is nice and you have these small waves, so you can drive to your destination very easily and quickly. So the sun usually represents your daily habits, or what was daily habits, your why, what was giving you motivation to do all the things that you did. So here is like what you did, here is like obstacles you overcome, lessons learned, which makes you stable, knowledgeable when you come to your harbor, and then what is your why, what is your motivation, what are your daily habits that were pushing this boat going further. Let me check if we have any. I don't see if we have any comments, so if we do, I will respond to it as soon as possible. I also don't see it on my screen, so hopefully everything is okay. So that is the second method. And then the third method, what I would usually do is use the flower pot analogy. So what I would do is I would draw a nice flower pot. Let me use some other color, for example this pink one. So this is nice flower pot, and we have amazing flower in it, which is your business. So we have amazing flower in it. Let's draw the flower with, for example, with this one. Okay, so what we do with this analogy of raising the flower is that when we are doing business, there are so many things we put inside that it always looks like growing something. Usually it is said that we as business owners are growing our baby, so it grows day by day. So that is where this analogy comes from. But it's also like you're putting lots of things inside, like the soil, and you put all the additives so that it blooms and creates a beautiful flower. So how we feel this scene is that we would put all your accomplishments in this beautiful flower. You can draw any flower you would like, but in the petals you write your accomplishments. In the leaves, so here are the accomplishments. In the leaves, what leaves usually does, leaves are leaves are feeding the flower by oxygen, and this is connected to flower root, so it's feeding also the flower with the necessary ingredients. So what leaves are is what was important for our accomplishments, and what we learned over the steps. So again, we have lessons learned. Because any lesson learned that we had in this quarter, it was energy, was food, was oxygen for our accomplishment. So everything we learned along the way helped us build this beautiful flower. What I usually put in the pot is mapping necessary, like what was our support system, because this pot is keeping this flower from outside world, and it's also enabling it to grow. So who or what supported our growth? So who or what supported our growth? And this is the only place where I would use gratitude as a part of quarterly review, because it's very clear analogy. So this place would be a place for being grateful to anybody who supported you on a path, who was keeping your soil for your flower protected from outside. So it can be your family, it can be your friends, it can be your children, it can be your coach, whoever you think, but just right here whom you are grateful for. And as said in previous drawings, we should not forget about the obstacles we overcome. So sometimes I draw small bugs like this, and I draw them outside of of the flower because they do not look nice on flower. So like this. So these are obstacles or the bugs which you overcome, or you used some pesticide or something like that. I don't know what pesticide is best. Yeah. To kill them, so that your flower can bloom, or some medicine that protects flower from this. But these are your obstacles. So that's the third method. And as I said, this is the only place where I put gratitude. So for all of you that came late, I see there is a couple of you. So I shared 3 drawings you can use for quarterly reviews. So we have flower, we have boat, and we have a little bit complicated that we did at the beginning, which was the road that we took in this quarter. So let me take the phone. My cat just came, and she came in perfect time. Just let me show you. Now she will come in. Yeah, she's now trying to play around here. So those are 3 creative ways to do your quarterly review. I hope that you will try some of them. As you saw, it's quite easy to draw. Nothing special in there. It's just simple roads, simple trees, simple simple boat, or simple flower that you can draw. But what's important is to use analogy and think in a way of this analogy is presented. You can invent even your own, but don't be hard to yourself. Just use what's existing for the first couple of times until you are used on it. And when you are getting used on doing that, hi Evan, welcome. When you are used on it, and when you do it a couple of times, then it's quite easy to do the review with your own drawing. I also didn't use lots of characters. It can be these drawings can be much more complex. So you can put for example, on let me just use this one. So for example, let me see if it can stand. No, it cannot. So on this one, you can use, for example, when you write your accomplishments and your obstacles and everything else, then you can extend this finish line, and you can make like how it's called, I don't know the English word for it, but it's what the winners in the sports are having, like a prize. And then in those you can write, for example, how much money you earned in this quarter, or just how much for example, followers you have on social networks, if that was one of your goals, whatever it is. So you can use that. Or for example, in this drawing, which is boat, you can add certain things. For example, you can put like in the boat, you can put in this place, because it's stable, it's your business, you can write your why here, you can write your mission, you can write your vision. So that is what is driving you to go further. That is where the important things are. You can also draw the for example, the wheel here, something like this, which means like what is directing you, what is the one thing that makes you stay on your path. This is a really important part of both, so you can write there. And then in the flower part, you can add certain things. So you can add, for example, in this middle part, like you can add, usually there is this powder that enables flower to multiply. So you can write key things that you want to multiply in future, in future work, and usually it's yellow or orange. So just extend it in a way that it fits you. And it's quite easy. You need, at the beginning, you may need like an hour or two to do the review, but I really strongly believe that this is a fun way, and it's much more fun than it is to write in computer or in your journal. So I hope this helped you. Please share if you did your review using these analogies and using these drawings. Please post them in comments below. Say what was your major takeaway from this training, and stay with us for future trainings. Next week I'm going to share with you how I'm using Kanban method for staying on the track and planning my quarter. So stay with me. Bye and hugs. If you had any questions and comments, I'm going to respond as soon as possible, because I'm not seeing that at the moment. I can only see who is with us on my computer. So as soon as I finish this live, I'm going to respond on all the comments. And if you want me to do these drawings for you, or you want me to help you with doing your review, please just send me a message or put in comments below, and I'm going to contact you so we